the Design and Remodeling Show with Custom Built.
Welcome to the Design and Remodeling Show, where we discuss all things home improvement. I'm Isabel Brodigan with Custom Built, and today Michael and I are diving into the world of warranties, what they cover, how they work, and why they matter. Joining us are Dan and Megan from Acme Exteriors, experts in all things exteriors remodeling. Welcome, you two.
Thanks.
Dan, could you introduce yourself, tell everybody a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Dan Smeek with Acme Home Exteriors. I've been in this industry for 24 years.
Wow.
And roofing, siding, windows, anything to do with the house, but I've just kind of focused on the outside of your home.
And then Megan, what about you?
Yeah, I'm Megan Simmons, and born and raised here in Lansing. And for Acme, I'm the engagement director, so I have the opportunity to build relationships not only with our customers, but I get the opportunity to be in the community a lot.
Incredible. Well, really excited to have both of you here and to dive into warranties. So Dan, I know this is a topic that you're pretty passionate about.
I am.
And can you tell me just a little bit about the basics of warranty and why you're passionate about this topic?
Sure. So in our business, the manufacturers often offer warranties, and the contractors will sell those warranties, or sell their product based on those warranties, and you'll have things called like limited lifetime warranty. And so what does that mean? That's the big question.
Yeah. And Michael, we've talked about this topic too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Do you have any insights on warranties as Dan's talking?
Yeah, I think just kind of pinging off Dan, the contractor is really key when you're thinking about you're buying this product, but you're really reliant on the contractor and their reliability for them to follow up. And especially I know up front, if you have a hard time getting a hold of your contractor 2 years down the road. So yeah, maybe dive into that a little bit too for us. What does that warranty mean for us if they can't follow through on it?
Yeah, so that's good questions. With the manufacturer warranties, limited lifetime warranty, that's your time in the home, and it typically just covers the product itself, like the shingle or the siding or the window, and it doesn't cover anything else around it. So you really rely on your contractor to be the one that is installing it, right? And if they're gone, that warranty really isn't worth a lot. And a lot of times those warranties too, they start prorating. So having a good contractor that not only is going to pick a good product that does have a good warranty, because that can be a signifier of a good product, but that they're going to back their work too.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how does homeowners insurance interact with warranties?
Good question. So insurance and warranties are going to be two separate things. There's typically not that much overlap. Insurance is going to cover if a tree falls in your house or you have a giant windstorm and it blows off siding off your home. Insurance is typically going to kick into that point. The warranty is if the product itself fails under normal circumstances. So it's been out in the sun and it starts melting. That would be an example of the manufacturer not building the product correctly.
Dan, what are some other common things that you guys are seeing on roof failures, let's say, and then hit both categories? One's just like natural manufacturer warranties, and then others that would be not so much a cause of the product, but more of the installation.
Yeah. I would say 99%, if not more than that, is caused by incorrect installation.
Really?
So especially today, manufacturers have actually gotten really good at their quality control, and we get good products. If you get a good quality product, there are some cheaper products out there that aren't going to last as long. But again, a good contractor is going to direct you to the stuff that they install every day that they're happy with.
Yeah.
I know that you install different products too that you like. Knowing you love these good quality things that you put in the people's homes,
right.
So that they can be comfortable, and especially being inside, you get to see your product. You get to touch and feel and use every day. Mine's just outside, defending against sunlight and hail and everything.
Well, so they want the roof all the more now.
Correct.
Once we've done the inside remodel,
Correct.
So the back and forth. But tell me about the manufacturer, what a homeowner, how would they know that one manufacturer's warranty is not as good, or that their contractor is using a cheaper product?
Yeah.
How would a homeowner know that?
That is a great question, and there's so many options out there. It's so difficult to tell. And one of the things that I like to look for in other products, right, is go to the manufacturer's site. So if somebody comes out and is introducing you to a roofing product or a siding product, go to the manufacturer's site, check it out, read up on it, read the reviews of that product. Okay. And as long as it's not like a lot of negative, usually you're pretty good. And then almost all of those manufacturer sites have a little spot on there that says find a pro or find a contractor, right?
Nice.
And if you click that, you'll get a list of contractors in your area that install their products. So now let's think about this. If a manufacturer's putting a contractor on their site, you can bet that they're vetting them and making sure that they're a good contractor.
Absolutely.
Because they're not going to put somebody out there on their website to put their product on if it's going to give them a bad name.
Yeah.
Because for them, perception is everything.
Yeah.
That's how they sell their product. That's how they keep doing it. It's a marketing thing for sure, but it can also signify good quality.
That's awesome. And I mean, kind of in line with that, I'm thinking of certifications. There are different certifications contractors can get. And why does that matter to hire a contractor who's certified?
Yeah, so the certification in and of itself is just a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
But you have to go through some steps to get there, right? A good certification, a good quality manufacturer that allows the certification, they check for how long we've been in business. They check for, are we financially fit enough to be in business next year? Do we have our licensing, our insurance, all the requirements? They check it every single year.
Nice.
And some of them even will inspect our work. We currently have a roofing project, and we have it scheduled with that roofing inspector from that manufacturer. The GAF manufacturer's representative is coming out, and he's going to be inspecting all of our roofs. And he will give us a report on anything we have to fix.
That's
Wow,
awesome.
that's amazing.
And that's required in order for them to give that warranty.
Gotcha.
So hard to get on, and what separates us, so you can still be a great contractor
Right.
Yeah.
and not be certified. However, like if you're a great contractor, why wouldn't you go get certified?
Right.
And so it's a signifier that you are a good contractor.
Awesome.
That's why I think it's a great idea to just see if they're certified.
Megan, what about you? I mean, what insights do you have on warranties? I mean, we've talked beforehand and you're passionate about this topic too. Like, tell me a little bit about why you believe it's so important for homeowners.
I think exactly what we've talked about today is there's a lot of layers to it, right? Not everyone wants to be a home exterior expert. You know, these customers call, and even myself, you want to just be able to trust your contractor in the end of the day. You don't want to have to know all the things or read all the fine prints. So it becomes passionate when I hear these phone calls day in and day out of these customers and your community members that are calling and they're confused. They don't know what to trust. They don't know if it's on the website. Should they question it?
Right.
Where should they find their resources? And so I get really passionate that I can just make it simple for them and help them through that process.
Awesome.
And so above getting them to work with us, our customers know that we're always available to answer those questions. And I honestly think that that's really where you should start is finding a contractor or someone that you really know and trust in the industry that you're able to rely on and ask questions, because otherwise it's just going to be a lot of research, a lot of time. They can post things everywhere. Every single roofing company or contracting company probably has that they're certified and possibly that they offer warranties. And so you can already tell in our really short conversation that may or may not be of value to you. So the peace of mind is really the relationship that you can build. And so I just get really passionate about the misleading that's there, but also the value that we can provide as well. So it's both and.
Yeah, that's amazing. One question that you and I talked about beforehand is, can warranties be added after construction? So Dan, I'll pass that one to you. Like, is that possible?
So typically that warranty needs to be added when you do the project, because a manufacturer is not going to warranty typically something after the fact. Now there are third-party warranties out there sometimes and I would be cautioned to be very careful. You see them all the time. I think that they're just trying to grab some money because when you read the fine print of those warranties, they can be, again, very deceiving, and they don't actually offer a lot. So you're spending money on something that isn't necessarily going to give you a lot back. So having it attached to the original installation, that's where you're going to have your strong warranties that really are going to protect you in the long run.
Yeah. One question I had, Dan, on the warranty as well, like sometimes do you have homeowners come to you that want to supply their own shingles, or they had worked with a contractor where they supplied the shingles? Is there any caution or concerns with warranty in that?
It's a great question. We get that a lot, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to answer your question, yes, it really need to let the contractor control the materials.
Okay.
They know where to get it. They know where to get the good stuff. They know how to put it together. And for me to offer the warranty, I have to buy them. It protects the manufacturer and myself, and ultimately you. And I think people do that because they think they're going to save money, and it's really not, you're not going to save money. I can actually buy the materials cheaper than because we buy a lot of it, and when I can't control it, I like pieces might be missing, and no offense to everybody, but like they don't do it every day, so they think they can get a deal by buying it, and it ends up being more work, and so we usually charge more. So it's just not not always the best solution.
Yeah.
Megan, you seem to kind of jump in on that. Do you have any thoughts on that question too?
We just get that call a lot more than I had anticipated, to be honest. Or maybe, we're really well known for people to call if they have repair issues, because not everyone specializes in that. And we have excellent teammates that are able to go do those hard repairs. And so oftentimes they just have leftover materials. Maybe you didn't go out and necessarily buy more materials, but you're like, hey, I have the siding left over, or I have some things left over. So we just get all sorts of those questions coming in. So I just thought it was a really great question, and I would hesitate on purchasing them for sure. And then of course, if you always have a repair, just always give someone a call. But we do often get that.
Awesome. Well, what are some other insights that we could give homeowners on warranties, specifically when you're looking for a contractor? We've talked a lot about the manufacturer warranty, but I'm also thinking about like the labor side. What does Acme Exteriors offer? What's industry standard? Pass that to you, Dan.
That's a great question. Up till now, we've been talking about materials, right? And you mentioned the labor. So that's us putting the shingles on, or the siding on. If we install that upside down, it doesn't, it's not going to work, right? And I've made a mistake as an installer. And we talked about 99% of the failures that we see are labor oriented. So how does these warranties work with that? You do want to look for a contractor that is going to supply some sort of workmanship. Like how long are they going to stand behind their work? According to building law here in Michigan, it's 1 year. We have to worry about that really for 1 year. It's not very long. So installers will put on longer periods of time on their contracts and look at your contracts and ask those questions. But that begs the question too of what happens if that installer is gone in a couple of years? And I plan on being around for a long time, but I'm a little guy, and so 5 years from now, we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe my business is gone or different, right? But you still have a roof on your house. So one of the things to look for is with that certified contractor, we can actually offer workmanship through the manufacturers as well. So sometimes the manufacturers, they trust these contractors so much that they allow them to have these extended warranties that offer workmanship.
That's awesome.
And so good case in point is like our GAF roofing will offer a 25-year workmanship. So if I'm out of business and GAF is still around, they're going to be around. They're huge. They can come in and they'll fix that. And I've actually had that happen where we've gone out and fixed a roof done by somebody else, paid for by the manufacturer, GAF, for us to come back and fix that because there was a workmanship issue. Now that's a good quality warranty.
Yeah, because it's tied back to a larger organization that GF is what, worldwide?
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Megan, what about you? Any final insights for homeowners who are, looking for a contractor and asking questions about warranties and just next steps?
Sure. I would say if you don't have a trusted contractor already, don't wait until you need one to look out, because anyone that's a good contractor, they're going to be busy and it's going to take some time. So it's a huge investment. Make sure you take your time. Dan, I love that you had mentioned, I believe earlier, but going to that manufacturer website, searching for local contractors right on there and see. So you can always start there and see who other people are recommending. Everyone is still looking at Google reviews, that's still a value. And also, if you are on Facebook, a good old-fashioned neighborhood groups and things like that. Who are your neighbors trusting, and who are they doing work with?
Right.
But there is never a question that's too simple or that's silly. And the more questions you ask, the more clarity you get. And I just really encourage that. Be curious and make sure you feel really confident in your decisions moving forward when it comes to these really big decisions.
Megan, if a homeowner wants to reach out to Acme Exteriors, what's the best way to get in touch with you all?
Call me. I'm actually the one that answers the phone, and I would love to meet with you and chat with us. So give us a call, text us. I mean, you're welcome to check out our website, but if you actually want to talk to a human being, I'm available, and that would be my recommendation.
Incredible. All right, well, fantastic conversations with you all. I think that we are leaving homeowners very educated on the warranty process and how to find and reach out to a contractor. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm here with Tom from Carpet Studio, and today we're going to dive into the best flooring options for high traffic areas in the home. So Tom, if a homeowner comes into you and are looking for some help, what do you recommend?
We have several options. Ceramic tiles are going to be one of the top performing products for our customers' floor. Luxury vinyl products such as wood looks and tile looks. We have scratch resistant engineered hardwood and even stain resistant carpets that are great for high traffic areas as well.
Amazing. So a lot of homeowners have furry friends at this point, and they're looking for something that will stand up and last a long time. What would you recommend for that homeowner?
Typically going to be a hard surface product such as a porcelain tile or the luxury vinyl plank products. Again, they offer such a wide variety of different looks and styles, and it's going to be some of the most scratch resistant products and easy to maintain.
Amazing. And then what about, we've talked about harder surfaces. When it comes to carpet, say on your entryway area or your hallways, are there any different grades of carpet that you can get into for those areas?
Absolutely. We actually have some nice residential, commercial blends that we can use, offering several types of prints that make great accents, especially on the hard surface.
Amazing. Awesome. What else should a homeowner know about increasing the longevity of their flooring?
With any flooring, you want to make sure you're doing routine cleaning and at least once a year doing a deep clean.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much, Tom. This was super informative. If a homeowner is looking to connect with Carpet Studio, where can they go?
Well, Carpet Studio has been on Jolly Road, directly across from the Okemos High School since 1972.
I'm here with Sam from Consumers Concrete, and today we're going to talk about outdoor living projects. So Sam, what can be done this time of year?
Yeah, we definitely don't recommend doing concrete pavers or retaining wall projects during colder temperatures, specifically because of that frost heave. But it's never too early to start planning, so we recommend you start looking at products for your project right now.
Amazing. So you mentioned planning. What does that process look like?
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing you're going to want to look at is, do I have a problem that needs a solution, right? Do I have erosion issues? Do I have water pooling in my yard or pooling towards my house? We're going to want to fix that this year. If it's not a problem that needs a solution, maybe we're just looking to improve our outdoor living situation, right? It's purely aesthetic. So if we're doing a paver patio or any sort of concrete paver project, we're looking at what's the layout, what's the access, do I want more accessibility, are there curves, corners? That's all going to potentially lead to different costs throughout the process. The other thing we're looking at is retaining wall projects, potentially. Is it preventing erosion? Am I trying to do a seat wall so it's freestanding on both sides around a fire pit, right? It's great for that homeowner.
Yeah.
Is it tall? Is it under 2 feet? Is it over 4 feet? Do I need engineering permits? I'm also looking for drainage, right? I don't want to, if I already have water issues, I don't want it draining towards my house and creating a bigger problem. The other thing we're looking at, like you said, is accessibility. Do I need a wheelbarrow, or am I getting bigger equipment back there as well? So
amazing. So if homeowners looking to partner with a contractor, can they reach out to you guys for help?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't do any installation, but we're happy to connect you with local contractors who can help. If you go to consumersconcrete.com, fill out a more information form, and we can help you out.
Amazing. Thank you, Sam.
Absolutely.
I'm here with Michael Flory, founder and CEO of Custom Built, and today we're going to talk about outdoor living projects. Michael, what are some key considerations a homeowner should make when starting the planning journey for their outdoor living space?
Well, this is an exciting time and probably the most exciting part before sitting on that deck. And you want to do it well, but I would think about size first and foremost. You're going to need enough space for the table, the grill, whatever other components you might have. And then that leads to, are you going to want to do other things on this deck? Are you going to want to do a full outdoor kitchen? Do you want a covered space? So those would be things to consider. And last, I would think about the materials. Are you looking for something that's going to be a low maintenance, something that you just have to wash every year? Or would you want something that you're going to have to stain and be kind of a more high maintenance? And a lot of it comes down to look and then longevity and maintenance.
Amazing.
So those would be some good points to look at.
Sure. And then how can a homeowner make their outdoor living space more functional?
It's just really important to think of the whole space, your whole outdoor living space. So are you going to be using the yard? Is this just off the main level? Are you on a two-story where you have a lower level that's out there? So connection points, how many staircases are you going to have? And then how's your furniture going to fit in that space when it's done? Of course, safety is always a thing. So if you're high up in the air, make sure that you plan for those kinds of items that need to be in there code-wise.
So flow is really a big consideration when you're laying out.
Yep, and it's not just the deck, but it's going to be the landscaping too down below.
Right. So. Amazing. And then in Michigan, we have long winters. How can a homeowner extend their outdoor living season?
Yeah, so outdoor patio heaters are going to be a game changer. If you have a covered roof, we can get infrared heaters out there. That's going to make a game-changing difference so you can extend your season.
Amazing. Thank you. I'm here with Stuart from Northville Lumber, and today we're going to talk about selecting the best lumber yard for you. So Stuart, welcome. Excited to have you here.
Thank you very much, Isabel.
Yeah. Can you tell homeowners what they should look for when choosing their lumber yard?
Well, at Northville Lumber, we're fully trained and have deep expertise in the products that we carry. So any homeowner considering a project, they want to think about what types of products will be used in that project and align themselves with a supplier that has that expertise.
Amazing. And how does range of service with a lumberyard affect, say, the selection process?
Well, what you want to think about is what format the materials you're going to purchase will be in, whether you're buying something installed or buying something pre-finished or buying something in a raw material state to be put on by a carpenter or an installer. That's what would help you determine the best supplier for the project.
Incredible. And then obviously at Northville Lumber, you guys have an incredible reputation. You've been in business for how long now?
Almost 200 years.
Wow. And is that the oldest company in the state of Michigan?
That's what I'm told.
Wow, that's amazing. So how does reputation really impact a lumberyard's availability or, ability to service a client?
Well, what you want to make sure that you offer is a value proposition to any customer so that when they walk away after the project is done, they're happy with the value-added service that you provided.
Amazing. Well, anything else that we could give our homeowners today about selecting products at a lumberyard?
Tell them they can reach out to Northville Lumber anytime, northvillelumber.com.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Stuart. I'm here with Devin from Paul Davis Restoration. And Devin, today I'd love to talk with you more about restoration. What makes a restoration company unique?
Yeah, what makes a restoration company unique is that we're IICRC certified. So, what we really focus on is water, fire, mold, and storm. And we're certified. So when you go with a restoration company, you want them to be skilled in what they do. So it's all we do. So whether it's drying out your basement, getting the odor out when you have a fire, or remediating mold. it's what we do, so you want to make sure they're
Yeah.
certified.
So what kind of problems should a homeowner call you for then?
Well, think about it as when you call your insurance, you probably need a restoration company. If your basement's flooding, you have a house fire, you see a little spot on your bathroom ceiling.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to get it checked out. It's like a 3-step process. You want to ensure everyone's safe, call your insurance company, and call a local restoration company.
Okay, amazing. And then as far as insurance goes, will insurance cover all the losses? How does that typically work at partnering with you?
I wish I could say they cover all losses, but they don't. So it's very important to sit down annually and know your policy. So if you finish your basement, you'll want to look and see how much you have in water backup, because you want to know where you stand if something were to happen. You want to know what your personal belongings are covered for, and you want to know what your structure is covered for. So you really want to sit down and know your policy.
Well, thanks so much, Devin. That was fantastic information. If people want to know more about Paul Davis Restoration, where can they go to find you?
Yeah, our website's pdrmichigan.com, and our emergency number is 800-676-9118.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm here with Luke from Acme Exteriors, and today we're going to talk about how natural lighting can transform your home. Luke, can you tell me, can a homeowner add a window to a wall that doesn't have one?
Yeah, there's ways that you would be able to do that. It's a little bit more labor intensive because you have to reframe the wall to make sure it's structurally sound. That also requires interior work, and then you'd have siding work on the outside. So it can be done, but it's pretty costly.
Okay, awesome. Are there any other ways a homeowner can add natural lighting to a room?
There's other ways such as skylights and sun tunnels.
Okay.
The sun tunnels are a little less labor intensive. You don't get the full visual of the exterior, but you do get that natural light. Whereas a skylight, you get the full visual of the exterior, but that also requires framing for the bay of the window, interior trim, drywall. So there's some other additional costs to skylight, so it's a little more expensive, but it is an option.
Okay. So sun tunnels might be a great solution for a homeowner who's looking for a lower cost, lower impact project, but really want to bring in some natural lighting to a room?
Yeah, that would be the most cost effective, but still getting that natural light.
Awesome. What are some other things that a homeowner should consider before starting this kind of a project?
When you're really starting one of these kind of projects, you would want to make sure your home is structurally sound, the design of your home, and also the cost. Can you afford it? Is it something that you want to invest in?
Absolutely. Well, if a homeowner wants to get in touch with you, Luke, what's the best way to reach you?
Best way to reach me is at luke@acmehomeexteriors.com.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. We look forward to connecting with you more.
Thank you.
I hope you've been enjoying the Design and Remodeling Show, where we talk all things expert insights and practical tips to help you transform the place you live into a home you love. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you for watching the Design and Remodeling Show with Custom Built. See you next week.